Welcome, everyone. I am seeing some great faces here. The OG, the coach. How are you, Nick? How was the traveling?
It was pretty intense, especially when you're doing travel with like a 7-month-old. He's literally screaming in the background right now. So thank God for AI voice cancellation because I hope you guys don't get to hear this.
No, I cannot hear anything. You might want to share with us what is this AI background cancellation? I might need one.
Yeah. No, I use a thing called crisp.ai,
Oh
starts with a
no.
K.
Okay.
And
I use that as
it's
well.
incredible.
Yep, I agree. I
Perfect.
use that as well. So it's great. Yeah, I can't hear anything. No, no noise. But I'm kind of curious. You're obviously a first time dad. Like, how are you enjoying it so far? It's been 7 months or even more now at this point.
It took me, to be honest with you, and probably a little bit more than you expected on a post-purchase upsell conversation, but it's it took me like 5 months to really get into being a dad or feel a connection. And now that we're finally there, like he's got all the emotions, he wants me, he wants mom, so it's pretty nice to finally feel it, and it gives me a reason to actually, because for the most part, we can just work,
Yes.
especially now this season where Black Friday, everyone's just working. It actually gives a real reason to like, okay, I should probably stop right now.
That's amazing. What about yourself, Rob? How's your BFCM looking like right now?
Yeah, similar to Nick. Nick, I'm about a year ahead of you there. I've got a little girl, and I guarantee she's going to wake up from her nap here, and we're going to hear some scratching on the wall. So hopefully the AI takes over here as well. So I'm fully prepped for that. But yeah, it's good. I think I can relate to Nick on we can definitely work. We can definitely work 7 days a week. It feels like 24/7, but you've got a real reason to unplug when you got a little one. So yeah, it's ramping up. I would say the best way to answer that is it's ramping up right now.
So, and yeah, while I have everyone rolling in, I want to just, share a little bit. Crisp, it is a really great platform. We're not sponsored here, but they are just helping you with any background noises that you need here. Yeah, so this is great. Now that we can get into it, there's people coming in. In the meantime, there will be a lot of things that we can talk and discuss about. I'm kind of curious where you guys are tuning in from. Feel free to add us in the chat. It seems like there's already some people adding here, a lot of LTV dads. Yeah, pick up and like feel free to ask us all the questions that you can get. But yes, welcome everyone to today's live session on unblocking the power of post-purchase strategies. We're actually really thrilled to have you join us as we dive into unique tactics to seamlessly integrate post-purchase opportunities into your customer journey, transforming every sale into an opportunity for growth. So today we're actually pretty excited to be joined by two experts in the digital marketing and performance strategy, Nick Shack, and also partner at Brez, and Rob Perry, CEO and founder of Noble 47 Media. They'll be sharing the cutting edge technique they're using to drive impressive post purchase success with actionable insight designed to help you boost conversions and increase your average order value. Now, let's get into it, right? So, what we're going to be talking and discuss today is that there are two, well, not two, actually three important things. Is that the powerful upsell funnel that will be shared by the two amazing experts here, how Brez actually generated 1 million in revenue with upsell alone. Like, this is bizarre. I will let him take it on with Nick afterwards. And then, of course, lastly, we have live demo from Gains in Bulk, which is Rob will be taking over. And of course, the last but not least, which is our Q&A exclusive offers. There will be offers coming through around this whole live session. So please stay till the end. And yeah, we'll kind of be sharing on that part. And now, just introducing myself, Alicia here. I'm the partnerships manager here at Aftersell. I'm super excited to be hosting and moderating the two experts here. Nick, please take it away and introduce yourself, and then followed by Rob.
What's up, guys? My name is Nick Shackelford, and I'm checking the dashboard right now. For the last year, 365 days, $1,006,700. We crossed that literally last night because our Black Friday offer went live yesterday. So it's wild. It absolutely is wild. And I'm traditionally trained as a paid media buyer and creative person. And so the new role, the thing that I'm owning over here, is pretty much all retention, and customer experience, which that is probably the biggest thing that I'll probably talk about, because we're a low SKU store. And I know the difference between us and Rob, which he has a lot of thoughts around what happens when you're a high SKU store, which depending on where you live here, if you have low SKUs or high SKUs, there's a lot of different learnings to put into. And mine's a little bit more straightforward, but I think that's the simplicity of an upsell, which is a little bit perfect. So I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah, guys, super excited to be here, Rob. I have been in this space for about 9 years, have had the opportunity to work with 150 direct-to-consumer companies during that span, spent a lot of other people's money on these platforms to get the learnings that I'm going to share with you guys today. The one thing I will say is I probably got started like everybody else in the space, which is I saw a Ty Lopez ad in 2015, 2016, and thought that I could work from a pool. And I'm happy to report that in 2020 on a Saturday, I did work from a pool one time. So there's that. So I'm excited to bring all these insights with you guys today. But on the after sell front, this has been a big lever that we've pulled for a lot of our direct to consumer brands here over the course of last year since I've started Noble. And I'm really excited to kind of share because it is something I geek out on. It is something I test a lot in. And I'm excited to learn from Nick on this and then be able to bring a multiple SKU store into the mix kind of towards the end of things.
Amazing. I'm super excited to learn from everybody and potentially maybe work by the pool one day. Like, if tell me who's actually doing that. I'm kind of curious.
Mission accomplished, Alicia. Mission accomplished.
And that's me. Okay, cool. Let's go into the next. Now, we are kind of wanting to discuss a little bit more about, how to boost AOV and conversion from all the way from the cart and all the way to the confirmation page. I do want to say that because this is our last and final Upsell Academy, we have already covered cart editing, checkout offers, and also confirmation page, which this is something that has been done in the past. So we will be linking you guys one of our Upsell Academy website, which you guys can take a look. There's a ton of strategy that you can actually take a look at. And today we'll be focusing purely on post-purchase upsell, which really can, it is a quick setup. Like we all have mentioned this before, you can really do a lot of upselling and cross-selling, precise targeting, any sort of drag and drop, A/B testing, everything of that sort that you'll be learning today. So the powerful upsell funnel, this is actually one of Gains of Bulk, I believe, one of their setup funnel, but there will be more that Rob will be sharing with you afterwards at the end. But this is something that we've seen that at least brands are seeing up to 30,000 in additional revenue in monthly order. Like, just it's crazy with post-purchase upsell. I don't know, Rob, you've done this in a while. How is, like, I'm kind of curious, have you seen the same revenue as well with Gains or just in general with other brands?
Yeah, just in general with other brands, honestly, we implemented it for Gains just because we had a lot of new product drops this year. That's where the initial kind of conversation came from. And with us being a subscription first company, we needed to find a way to raise AOV on the back end just to make that one-time purchase, that first time purchase more lucrative on the front end, just to make the numbers make sense. And so after sales played a big role in that.
Awesome. Yeah. And of course, if you look at it, there's so much way for you to kind of create as much triggers as much possible. And so, aside for one click upsell, there's smart variant selector, there's customization upsell pages. And of course, this is one of the few designs that I believe like there's other brands that really go all in and like go to their checkout editors and start building the post-purchase upsell that does not look like an upsell. And just to give you guys an idea where this post-purchase upsell exists, is like right after checkout before your thank you pages or your confirmation page if you're more familiar of. So that's where they get you and they want to ask you if there's anything else that you would like to add in, and that's where it comes through. Lastly, of course, any short and long form pages. This is really just to explain a little bit further, like, would you prefer something that is more simple as what you're seeing right now, or a longer form by explaining further about this particular product? So there's a lot of ways for you to do it. And I think there's sometimes a customer might miss it just because they're doing their shopping experience. Like myself, to be honest, I just shop based on what I want and I don't care about other products. But this is where it gets me, right? They'll be telling you like, hey, Alicia, like before you go, like you might want to check this out. And I think this is probably Bree's strategy as well, by getting you guys into maybe potentially subscribing or really telling you there are different flavors. Because I believe, Nick, when you first started, it was just one flavor, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know, of course, right now you probably have a couple flavors now, but I was like, how do you do it? Like, what was one flavor? Because I've seen a lot of brands asking us, it's like, one product, how do you sell? Like, how do you do upselling? I'm curious, how do you start on that part?
I mean, even just on it, it's the same flavor, but one we sell THC and one we sell no THC, which you can't really mix those two up. Like you really, if you're getting it the wrong one, you're gonna feel it. Pretty straightforward. So you want to make sure that you are getting that one. But you're absolutely correct. This is why I was a little bit hesitant to even do any upsells, because like, what am I going to put first? But the place that everybody needs to start with is sell them more of what they've already bought. That's the first place that everybody needs to. That's just a baseline. If you do not know where you're starting, that's where you're starting. And essentially, what we wanted to do is sell them more of what they currently already had, just at the most unique discount that they can get. Because we, similar to Rob's brand, we are not running active discounts unless you join us for a subscription. And so the core is we do not want to disrupt the subscription take rate. We don't want to ruin customer experience so that they don't subscribe to us, because a lot of our post-purchase communication through email is how do we get them back to subscription. So we wanted to just make sure that it was frictionless. It's not as branded as we would want it to be just yet, but we wanted to make sure that it worked. And again, I'm very fortunate that it is working on this upsell. So I can, when we get to the point, Alicia, I'll show like how we're structuring it, because there's 3 nuances that we currently have now. One, we have last minute delivery with an app called GoPuff, and they have a unique explanation there. So I'll explain how the after sale team supporting us there. And then also we have issues around international. International, we can't sell the THC version. So how do we make sure we exclude specific variants that customers are going to be seeing? And we are all able to do it kind of on the back end on the drag and drop builder.
Oh yes, I'm super excited to hear more about it, because I remember when Breeze first started, there was a lot of like things, because you guys just launched for a couple of states, and it wasn't that you guys didn't want to expand it. It was just a lot of like rules and regulation, and it was it
Yeah.
seems like we're seeing you, gave birth to a baby, not the real one, but this is a different kind of baby. But yeah, it is an insane one.
It feels like it. It feels, oh my God.
Yeah. Now let's get into the performance real quick. That, some brands have been seeing is about 20,000% in ROI seen by brands. So this is really, really one of the great, I would say, numbers that we've seen so far. And then 6.45% average CVR. I think I saw someone even asking us about the checkout upsell page. Will it decrease your CVR? I think, Nick, you do have an upsell in your checkout as well, but what do you think about this particular question?
No, so we can't do the network offers because of our space. So we do a in-cart upsell to subscribe, and we also do the reviews carousel that we rotate in. So we have not seen any issue on updating this, and we did this out the gate. So that was like our first change that we made, and so we haven't experiencing anything negative on this specifically. And what we were nervous about was like, will it slow down checkout? Will it slow down the speed of having it populate? And to our experience, not yet. I do think there's some customization around the colors and when we present subscribe at what quantity that they're currently at. And there's also areas of like A/B testing. Maybe I shouldn't show them this, but to this state, we've hadn't experienced anything, and I refuse to take it off.
Amazing. Yeah. And I want to add that, of course, this is also an additional thing where, in terms of the performance, we're also seeing 2 times of the performance of the competition itself. And so I know everybody's kind of eager to actually learn more about, how Nick did it. And so I'm going to let you take the floor, Nick, how Breeze actually generated 1 million in revenue with upsell. I know you just added earlier on that you guys did more now. And so, yeah, I'll let you take the floor.
Absolutely. So do you want me to, Alicia, want me to share my screen just so I can walk through
Yes,
on mine? Is that
absolutely.
cool?
Feel free to. You can share your screen right now and I'll put them on stage.
to window 2, 3. All right, so this is our current setup. So I'll go into just real quick. I'll go into analytics just so we can see that I'm not bullshitting.
Love the transparency,
It's real,
guys. We all love the transparency.
real dollars. I think what killed me before was like, I mean, I love a lot of the other apps in the space too, but I was like the speed of getting up and running was like something that I didn't have a chance to really speak to. And this when I talked to you and your founders, I was like, okay, you like get it up and running. We'll get on the Slack channel. We were kind of already driving revenue within the first day of getting up and going, and I think that's very underrated, especially where Black Friday. You don't want to waste time. You don't want to affect checkout, but the speed and the lack of tech needed was so nice. So I will say that was a huge benefit. It's a little bit slow to populate on my end, so I'm unfortunately not going to show all of it. Even the last 90 days not showing for me. That sucks. This is my internet. We'll go back into funnels, not the app. So the current funnel that we have, so we'll go revenue per visitor and then we'll go revenue per product. Right now, our number one taken product and our number one subscription product specifically is our 6-pack of 7.5 ounce. And so it isn't our highest revenue per visitor, but it is our highest take rate of what our conversion rate looks like. So I'll show specifically my funnel metrics. I hope this populates. Because it's just a simple upsell downsell. So nothing super crazy. Okay, here we go. 30 days. 60 real quick.
This is amazing. We're getting a real live demo here for the analytics.
I think I think what's crazy is like when we were pulling across all of, because I always wanted to come in. I keep texting your team like, how do I fix it? How do I make it better? And you're like, dude, you're sitting at you're sitting at a 10% conversion. Don't touch it. And I was like, okay, which is true. Like I don't want to play around too deeply on this, especially with my downsell. But what I do think it's adding an additional $34 to my $60 AOV initially is just incredible. And it doesn't impact subscription. It doesn't impact anything else. So even on my first take rate, it's actually 12%. It gets a little bit lower because I'm selling Flow, which is our non-THC infused, which makes total sense because why would they take a product that is not necessarily the same effect as their one that they came to find? And so I would say the straight up ease around it and a change that we had to make. So I'll show this funnel quick. And this is one thing that Alicia, you helped me out specifically because if you put free shipping and a lot of the depending on the age of your demographic, they have questions around like you said free shipping, but if the product hit them first didn't have free shipping, but your upsell says free shipping, this is a huge headache. This was a customer support nightmare for at least 2 weeks until I was like, I got to fix this. So essentially what we had to do is you go into edit offer. And so this is our initial upsell. So it's very straightforward. It's branded because this is what our site looks like. Very specific on description, offer take. It used to say shipping. And if I went into discount settings, shipping, charge for shipping, if I put free shipping here, then it would have said free shipping. So now all customers that came in from a product that might not be free shipping, they see free shipping on post purchase. They believe that everything is free shipping, yet we are charging them shipping for the first product that they had. A lot to say. It was like, this is a major issue. And I was like, how do I fix this? And I was like, click these 3 buttons and you're good to go. And so that was heavily and graciously appreciated. But this is again straightforward. I think the next step that I would put onto this, which we're probably going to get live for Black Friday, is right now we think offering a gift card for future purchase is extremely important. So we're going to do a gift card upsell for everybody across the board. And if they take the upsell on one of these already, we're going to hit this with the downsell as well. So I do think if you have the ability to put gift cards for any post purchase now for any of your products for future use, I think this is the easiest way to get up and running and live now. So I'm going to pause and ask Rob or Alicia, are you guys running any gift card upsells or post purchase?
I'm not running any post-purchase gift cards, but on the front end, our initial offer specifically for gains in bulk gives them a $20 gift card for future purchases. So we include it in the front end bundle.
Interesting. Okay, so that's like before. Okay, so no post. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's
And
nice.
I think
That's why
for
Rob, that's why I'm here.
please go ahead.
That's what no, Rob, that's why I'm here for the notes on from you. Go. Sorry about Alicia.
No, you're good. I think lately we've been getting brands actually even adding a upsell for membership. So any sort of loyalty and membership, that's another way to upsell as well. I think that's very similar to any sort of upgrading. And if you're doing subscription, I think Nick, that's what you're doing as well. You do have like if somebody were to add 6 cans, they can add to 12 to 24 and things like that. So that's an upgrade that we currently do have. Other than that, I've been seeing a lot of huge chunk of brands actually asking to do membership as well, which I think that's a really great way to get people into the community if that's what you guys are looking for.
Yeah, I'll on one of our funnels, we do a pro membership upsell when they don't take the initial subscription. So I'll walk through that here.
Awesome.
So before Rob jumps into it, the thing that because this is a part of roadmap for 2025, is we'll have multiple SKUs and we'll have merch starting to build that you could only get if you're in subscription. And so talking about here's what you get first month, second month, third month, like the customization of why they need to be with us on subscription. And we're basically going to push upsell for first time purchase plus with the variance of like they haven't subscribed, it's their second purchase. Here's the upsell that they get. Like we haven't been able to dive into the actual customer experience of logic of presenting the correct gift for them. We're 18 months old and it's working. So now we're at the place going like, all right, let's actually take it back. Let's see what the experience should look like and push forward. And I think 2025 we'll have a lot more learnings on like what was take rate, what was the variance of this take rate, and what are the products we get to showcase, especially as we expand our offerings. And that part is when it gets real fun. That's like real sciencey.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I get really excited with Nick, guys, because he really knows his upsell, or more so, he knows how to use post-purchase upsell and after-sell. Like he would actually go into and navigate everything and start asking us questions that we probably might not even know ourselves. But no, that's really how we learn. And I get really excited when you try to learn something as a founder. So that way you really know what you're doing. And I think even the last time you were discussing about the free shipping, you were even asking about the breakdown because some people don't even know like what other things are added included. Why is that price point? And so that's some of the features that we really have that you guys can get into and leverage. So be sure to do that. Well, before I jump into Rob showing us a demo of gains and bulk setup for BFCM, Nick, I know you have something to give out to everybody, which is a offer that I know Brez was very generously. He had to ask for approval. So Nick, if you can share to the viewers right now, what would that be?
So we have our Black Friday going live right now, which is a $15 off. If you guys message me after this, I'll send you a $20 off promo code because that's not going to go live at all. Like there won't be that at all. It's just for the people here, and I'm going to make sure that we can be. Now let's put it this way: you have to message me so that I can give it to you personally because I don't want this to get out, and you have to be in a state that can accept THC beverages. But I will say, when you're sitting in holiday season and everybody else is absolutely hammered and having a great time, but about to ruin their morning, you'll be in a much better situation because you'll be able to consume and not have a terrible morning that day after. So hit me up. I would love to give this to you. Thank you for the opportunity, Alicia and team.
Amazing. All right. Well, let's get into the next thing, which is the post-purchase demo. Rob, I'll let you take it on right now while I remove mine and put you on stage.
Perfect. Cool. I'll start this real quick too, just echoing Nick's sentiment there.
Just gonna
I really like what I see with a lot of brands and founders specifically is I call it founder mode. And founder mode is specifically when it comes to upsells is this thing of they look at it as a great way to get rid of existing inventory or products, or they can fall into this loop of, hey, I've got a bunch of this stuff collecting dust on the shelves. It just didn't work out this year. I'm going to throw it in the upsell and then I'm going to go take it. And that should help AOV. And it solves two problems at once. That's not necessarily what I see because there's a good chance if they didn't take it on the front end, they're not going to take it on the back end. They're not just going to take it because it's a good deal. And so I really want people to be, when they're building their upsells, to be in a frame of mind where you need to be thinking from the shoes of the consumer. So remove yourself, remove the founder hat, and dive into this from the shoes of the consumer because there's a logical sequence that makes a lot of sense. Specifically, there's an extra filter that gets thrown in around Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And it is Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and they're potentially buying for themselves and for somebody else. That's the key in this, is like, and for somebody else. So if you have a 1 SKU store and that's your only, that's the only way that you can think through this, is just 1 SKU, show them that same exact product, maybe give them a little bit of a discount as they're moving through it, but show them that same exact product, because either they're going to buy it for themselves to stack up on it, or they're going to buy it because they know it's the easy way for them to not have to think of gifting, and they're going to take care of it all at once. So look at it through that lens. Don't look at it as an inventory play, because I promise it will not be you get rid of inventory and you get higher AOV. I've just have never seen it work like that. So without further ado, let's dive into gains in bulk, because the way we think through this is from a very, very logical perspective. And it is, what should we show them on the back end after they make a purchase from us on the front end? And this is a multiple SKU store. Gains in bulk they have hero products, or they have a hero product, which is their creatine, and they have a bunch of other SKUs and a bunch of other supplements. And I think the key there is there's also a lot of variables thrown in, similar to Nick, on the 1 SKU setup, which is they can buy 1 from us. They can subscribe. They can buy 1 pack, 2 pack, 3 packs from us. So there's a lot of different variations that we can throw in the mix here. But the first setup that I have for them going into Black Friday and Cyber Monday is, if they buy a single bag from us through our traditional funnel, and they end up post-purchase from us, the one thing I want to do is I want to get them into a subscription. And when I offer that subscription in just language around offering the subscription, my take rate is not great. I think our take rate was like 3 and 4% to get them into subscription. And then those specific members we track to really fall off after month 1. The only reason they actually did it was just to get an extra little, 10% off or something like that. So what we did is we moved from subscription offer around the product into a pro membership language, which is essentially the same thing. But what we do is we take everything that they were going to get on the front end and just put it as the first upsell on the back end, and we give them everything. So it's a literal product that we build inside Shopify. It's a pro membership. And then every time one of these gets taken on the back end, this order comes in, we then fulfill it as a subscription offer. They end up with our Gain Shaker, the funnel, and the $20 gift card. It's something that I've seen really, really good results with. So, and this is really good from a marketing perspective, because it's all about how we position this that actually got our take rates to really take off here. From our post-purchase upsell from here, think of this in a logical sense is, okay, cool. If they take our subscription, I want to give them another product that is going to pair very well with their subscription. I'm not going to continue to cram creatine down their throat as much as I want to do that, because the product's amazing. I want to actually give them something that's going to complement their creatine purchase really well, which for us is a protein. So if you're taking creatine, there's a really good chance you're taking protein right now. So what I want to do is I want to offer a decent discount on one of our top selling proteins at that, because I want you to take I want you to get into subscription, and I want you to take the protein as well, because it pairs really well with one another. I always put down sells in this just because I've got the SKUs to put down sells. One of my favorite things to do on the subscription side is, if they don't take the initial subscription for us, I like to get some of our other products that they may have missed, because we're so product and funnel specific on the front end. I want to let them know we've got these other products on the back end if they decline that initial subscription. And so what I like to do is I like to throw in things like more creatine. You don't just get a bag, get 3 bags from us. Or maybe you want your pre-workout in the form of a candy, which is something unique to us, is we do pre-workout candy. Or again, I'm going to throw the protein here because this is the downsell, or they decline the offer. So this is the protein. One of the other things, if you have the opportunity to get merch in front of people on the back end, I'm a huge fan of doing this just from the branding play. Especially for supplements, if you've got the opportunity to get a t-shirt in front of them at a good discount, and they're going to wear that t-shirt when they go to the gym, it's free. It's a free billboard. They walk around, guys are working out in it. Like, who doesn't need another workout shirt? And so I'm a big fan of throwing them in at this sort of level. I'll be really quick, Alicia. I know you said that we got time cap here. I'll be really quick.
No, you're good. Take your time.
If you come in and you take a subscription from us, what we've actually found to be really beneficial for us on the front end is not to try to upsell into another product. So if you get the subscription, that's exactly where we want you. But what we've actually found in terms of getting AOV up for us is actually moving into a 3-month subscription, so a higher AOV play on the back end. So we'll get them and acquire that customer for our initial CAC or CPA. But then what we do in order to get kind of double that CPA or even triple that at times is we will upsell them into a 3-month subscription just to get the higher AOV. Now, we don't have a ton of people take this and we want the month to month, but if we're looking for a higher AOV play, we are willing to go on the 3-month intervals. And so getting them a 3-month interval after their initial subscription is a big thing for us. So this is done really well. Again, I'm going to give them the protein if they take the upsell. And then if they decline the offer, so this is how you can think through your SKUs. So this funnel is specifically set up for instantized creatine unflavored. If they decline my initial, hey, I'm going to shove more creatine on your throat. If they don't want that, what I then do is I'll come in and offer them the flavored version of our creatine. So they say, no, I don't want more, but I might be interested, or they might be interested in the raspberry. They might be interested in the lemonade. And so you can start to see how we are thinking through this from the perspective of the consumer, where it is, yep, I'm going to buy this from you. No, I don't need more. But if I buy the unflavored from them, maybe at night they're going to sit in there or as they're driving to the gym, they want their creatine and they don't want to have to mix it in a Gatorade, coffee, pre-workout, something like that. They actually just want some flavor to it. This is where I bring this sort of layer into this as well. So, last funnel, I swear. This funnel is designed, you can get this funnel set up in 10 minutes. If you get after sell today, just for instance, you get it and you're like, man, how long is it going to take me to set this up? You can set this up in 10 minutes. And literally what you do is you can set up your offers in here to be most expensive thing in the cart, least expensive thing in the cart. After sell, correct me if I'm wrong, Alicia, they have their own algorithm that places the product that they're most likely to purchase just based on their own learnings. Is that fair to say?
I would say from Shopify as well in the past 2 months. So everything would be tracked based on that as well. And within
Okay.
the AI. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Because that's really key in this too, because you can throw in that here where it's like, I don't know what they're going to take from my high SKU store. So in order to get some initial data, you can come in and use their own algorithm to drive those initial learnings. I'm a big fan of most expensive, but you can just put most expensive item in the cart, give them a decent discount off that. If declined, I'm going to do least expensive. And then if they accept it, I'm going to do 4 products of after sales choice in here. Just to see what else they might take in terms of an upsell. So this is kind of that catch-all funnel, if you will, that we'll throw in for any of our product catalog ads that will run over Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Yeah, and I would just like to add for anything that is in for expensive in the cart, it's typically more so where it pulls into whatever is in the cart. They'll pick out the most expensive and they will show based on the upsell. So that's how it typically works. And I know Rob, with gains in bulk, they also are using our network offers feature. Can you talk a little bit more about that and how's that working for you guys?
Yeah, it's awesome and it's a no-brainer. I don't know what else to say to it. Honestly, it's one of those things where they were a little bit hesitant. So I think it's a really important conversation too, because I was hesitant around the network offers because I didn't want another brand taking real estate on the brand I just worked so hard to acquire a customer for. But I had a perspective shift as myself and Caleb, who's the CMO, were just having this internal discussion where it was, if they were to show, for instance, on a creatine brand or supplement brand, they would show a Lifetime Fitness ad, or they would show a Planet Fitness ad, or something along those lines, or Adidas or Nike or something. There's a psychology impact that happens there, that every time they go to Lifetime to get a membership, or every time they go work out or put their shoes on or something like that, they associate that purchase, whether they know it or not, with the purchase they just made from gains in bulk. And so if we have the ability to associate ourselves with brands that are so much bigger than us just by simply giving them some ad space on our confirmation page, we were like, huh, this actually could be way bigger than what we originally thought. And it erased our skepticism. And it's been fantastic just because we have seen some of that. We have seen some of those conversations start to happen on the back end, with products going to certain retail partners and so on. So it's been really cool to see. And not to mention, you make a little bit of free cash on the back end for giving up some of that space. So they also enjoy that as well.
Oh yeah, it's a whole ton. And Nick, I know you wanted me to bring this up as well, is that Brez is currently not using network offers. And what was the reasoning behind it? He's on mute. Nick.
I don't know if he can hear us.
I think his he did had an issue with his I don't know. Are you able to hear us? Nope. No. I think he's not able to hear. Yeah, he had an issue with his audio. And also I think he's not able to hear us now. Okay, well, while we get him to come back, Nick, let us know when you're back. If not, but yeah, in the meantime, I know Rob, you have something from Gains about that they're kind of offering to the audience that's watching us. Can you tell us what that will be, what that is?
Yeah, it's a free bag of creatine. Genuinely, they are doing something absolutely insane right now, and I've actually advised against it, but we're going to see how it works out. They are doing a free bag of creatine for anybody who has. I can grab the link here, or do you have it, Alicia, by chance?
Yeah, I don't have the link with me right now, but guys, whoever is watching and if you registered, we will be sending you a post email with the link
Yeah.
so you guys can purchase it. Don't worry about it. All you have to do is pay the free shipping. And Rob, I know you have something that you would like to offer to the audience as well. And if you can share that while we get Nick back on track, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a couple different things I'll send out on my end. There's just some kind of Facebook ads training stuff that you can use for Black Friday, just a training around that, and then some dashboard and how we're automating some data coming in as well. So we'll get that over to you guys so it gets delivered on the post or that post event email here.
Amazing. And I guess Nick is actually really frozen at this point. He did mention his internet has an issue earlier, but let me look into the, I guess, questionnaires here if there's any while honestly waiting for him if he ever will be coming back, guys. I'm really sorry. This is not going to be the case, but I think if anybody, you guys did ask how to hit up Nick. I would say anywhere within his social media, he's pretty active on LinkedIn, or even Twitter. Yep, he's definitely out. No worries, but you don't worry about it. Feel free to reach out to him, and he should be able to respond to you. And let me see if there's anything else within the question. Actually, Rob, I know you kind of share a ton of like the BFCM right now, but is there anything that just a tip or two for anyone who's new right now, completely no upsell, cross sell in their store? What are some one tip that you would get them to get started with?
Yeah, I think there's just two quick things. One, it is think logically through the sequence for consumers. I really do see a lot of mistakes happen on the post purchase for people where they just try to get they try to do too much, but they're looking at it through their own lens of like what is in it for me. And I think if you look at it as in what is in it for the consumer, you'll get far better results. And then don't over like your initial setup. Just if they just bought something, show that like if you're not sure what to show, just like Nick said, show them exactly what they just bought with a little bit of a discount, and you'll pay the same to acquire that customer. You'll just make more money on the back end.
Awesome. And I do have one right now from Guatemala Swami and how to create a catch-all funnel. I think this is a very easy one, but Rob, I'll let you take it because you're pretty familiar with after-sell.
Yeah, that catch-all funnel is very similar to the one that I just went over for gains in bulk. It is just coming in. They've got those three options. It is like use the algorithm, use the most expensive product, use the least expensive product. I would start with that. I would start with like just get the same exact product that they just bought. So that's step number one. Upsell there, I would probably do similar to what you saw, which would be like the catalog of allow aftersell to piece the or put that puzzle together so you can kind of do some learning. And then downsell, I like to do most expensive versus least expensive item in the cart, especially for high SKU stores. So that's a really good way to do it. But literally, you could do a downsell of whatever aftersell feels is most likely to convert at that time. I've seen some decent results from there as well.
Amazing. Nick, are you back? I just wanted to double check.
Yeah. Yeah, we're here. Oh my god. It wouldn't be Black Friday unless your entire computer crashes with all reports ready to go.
True. I
So
have to agree with you on that part. We were all just waiting for you to come back, but I think yeah, it just seems like you got stuck. But hey, I did have somebody asking how they can hit you up in regards to your $20 off. Like how do we get to you
yeah.
and what would be the best platform?
the fastest, Twitter. So I'm Nick Shackelford, or Instagram's I'm Shackelford. So either there, or you can do email nick@drinkbrez.com. More than happy to hit you up there.
Okay.
I think you're talking about like a catch-all offer. We
Yes. It,
we will have more products to sell, but we don't yet that are specifically to the infused or the effect specific portfolio of our two products. One was like our energy drink. One is not necessarily an energy drink. It's more of an alcoholic alternative. So we just sell them more of what they already have. Like that's the easiest start there. I was very, very strongly opinionated on that at first because it makes total sense. But as soon as you start having, like Rob was saying, merch or other ways to consume the product or use the product better, that's the perfect place for the upsell, especially post purchase.
Amazing. And I think I will have one more on stage as well in terms of this question is how can we add other bigger brands into the funnel, or how do you do it? From Sahar, Ben, Nathan. I don't really quite get this question unless you guys do get it. Like I'm guessing it's like just products that are more expensive.
I think the only way you could do this, like there's a couple apps, like one called Co-op. There was one where you can actually put or pull in non your store products, kind of like network offers, except that's more like maybe a digital, maybe it's a sign up or maybe something else. But if you want to do a real product that you upsell them on, I don't think that's a feature just yet. But there are like other apps that pull in other stores, but there's a lot of messiness that happens there, especially on inventory.
Yep. And yeah, and that's pretty much it for today. I do want to add that we will also offer after sale for free for the next 30 days. So feel free to scan this QR code or feel free to install our app. You should be able to get that 30-day free trial. And that's pretty much it. And of course, I know Nick, if you can share one more time what the offer that you're offering to the audience that's watching right now that's new. Yeah, and that would be great.
Yeah, if you guys hit me up on Twitter or LinkedIn at Nick Shackelford, $20 off or your first order of Breeze. But I will not publicly talk about this. So if you're here, you get it. Just message me and I'll send you the unique code. Thanks, guys.
He is really offering. I think he even asked the internal team whether he can do that. I think he wanted to offer way more than that, guys. So this is really great. Yeah. Oh, sorry. So Cameron actually brought up and said that was about network offers. So yeah, don't worry, guys. If you have any other questions, feel free to like ping us anyways. We'll have them all answered in our post email, and don't worry, we'll get to you. But thank you so much, Nick and Rob, for your time today. We really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you guys in BFCM, and hopefully this will be a great BFCM of the year.
Good luck,
Thanks,
everybody.
Alicia. Thanks for having us.
All right. Have
Good
a good
job.
one, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.